signs and wonders. You are the God of miracles. You gave me joy and peace within, Lord. Yes, I have come to testify. No one can do the things you do. Always on time, you never late. I've got to stand and testify, Lord. This miracle.
Come on, stand up on your feet and say, we testify. We celebrate.
For all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
Oh, we testify. We celebrate. Oh,
for all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
Hey, we testify. We celebrate. Lord,
for all you've done,
everything you've
Lord,
done.
we give you all the praise.
We testify. We celebrate. Oh,
All you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
you stood by me.
You stood by me when no one could.
Come on, say you are the love.
You are the love that never leaves. I am here to testify, Lord,
Come on.
of how you took away my shame.
Now listen.
You made something out of nothing.
Hey,
I can't deny your love for me.
I can't deny your love for
Lord,
me.
I'm in a loss for words.
I'm in a loss. I'm in a loss for
My
words.
life is not the same again.
We testify. We celebrate. We celebrate for all you've done, Lord.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
We testify and we celebrate. Yeah, for all you've done, Lord.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
Oh, we testify. Oh, for everything, Lord.
For all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
We testify. We celebrate. We celebrate. We celebrate.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
Uneniheshimisha, Yesu. This is my day of victory.
For everything you've done for me, I gotta stand and testify.
Uneniheshimisha, Yesu. This is my day to celebrate.
For everything you've done for me, I gotta stand and testify.
I gotta dance and testify. Come on, come on, come on. Elele, elele. Yeah. Oh, mudede wangu. Ah, Mungu wa majeshi. Mungu wa mapendo. Hakuna mwingine. Ah, umetenda mema juu yangu Baba.
hopefully, because we don't have much time, but let's enjoy the time that we are being given.
Nous avons aussi notre maxi single à propos de la génocide. Nous sommes maintenant reconnus au studio, donc on prépare déjà un maxi single qui va parler de la génocide juif, mexicain, congolais, ainsi que la génocide sur manquez.
We are actually in the studio preparing a song that is going to talk about the genocide, not only the Congolese one, but the Jew genocide, as well as the Rwandan genocide, because we are one family.
Nous avons besoin de votre soutien pour faire avancer cette œuvre que nous avons déjà commencé.
Your moral support and any kind of support is welcome.
Je vous dis merci.
May I say thank you. Now I'm going to sing.
Et vale como Je pense que c'est facile là.
It's easy, so we all go together.
Reprends aussi avec moi. On ne condasse, cha-cha, au suivi. On ne condasse, cha-cha, tu vas quitter. Autant de cha-cha, à gagner. On ne condasse, cha-cha, au suivi. À sauver le corps, n'a pas beau. Bayo kani, moto moto, onikamo, asabu, elumba, nakaloshi, oyachome, kanika, bayo kani, on ne passe, cha-cha, yosuri, onipana.
There's great enthusiasm, so that's great. That's absolutely great. Maurice, just like you will sing. We have people that were born in the Congo. It's so amazing to see so many friends from the Congo. What I wanted to say is indeed we're looking at genocide in the 20th century, starting in Namibia, ending in Rwanda. But what we want to do, and what we do, and every week we do, is we make connections to communities that very often are not spoken about, that need our help in shining a light to their plight. Last year, we worked with the Congolese community when we screened the film Merci Congo. And this year, we're doing this exhibition for the next month. But we also do other things. We shine a light on the Rohingya crisis in Myanmar. And we will do that again this year. We shine a light on the Yazidi crisis in northern Iraq. Very few are doing it in South Africa. So without much delay, I would like to welcome, for opening remarks, the brain and the heart behind this initiative, Dr. Aisha Siddiqui. Let me introduce Aisha to you. Aisha is lecturer in human geography at Royal Holloway University of London. Her research focuses on disasters in conflict-affected communities in Asia and now in Africa, and she has been working with local communities on these issues for over a decade. Thank you so much for coming, joining us, and driving this workshop and exhibition. Aisha.
Thank you so much, and the whole center, everyone at the center for the last, I think,
has really been exceptional and so important in putting all of this together. But definitely the brains and the idea behind this came from Dali and Jean as well, who I met last year. And I really just at the onset want to say that I don't at all feel like this is my project. I very much feel like this is the people's project. So also to make very clear that what we've been doing here is really just providing a platform for people to tell their own stories. So 10 wonderful, really incredible participants came together this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And we took them through this process of having a conversation around displacement. So they're not living in the DRC right now. Displacement was an entire process, and the end of that process resulted in them being at the workshop in Johannesburg. So we really talked through the process. And then all I really did was bring together an incredible digital storyteller in Pearl who flew in from the Philippines despite numerous visa-related complications. And she put together all of the wonderful journeys they had taken, the obstacles in their way, and yet everyone was there and participating and participating. And it was perhaps one of the biggest privileges of my life that I got to be part of that space that we undertook during the weekend, and share with you a little bit of the final, or rather like a montage of different stories that Pearl has put together to show you what or give you a glimpse of what the digital story looks like. But if you want to see the digital story in all its glory, that's at the exhibition upstairs. So you're going to have to make a trip and join us at the exhibition upstairs, where the stories come alive in their hard format and also in the digital format. So thank you to every single participant, every single person who was here. It was such an incredible experience, and I hope that we're able to share a little bit of that with you tonight. Thank you so much.
And this is the start.
In Karina's office, and today it all came together. And you will see the exhibition upstairs. It's absolutely magnificent. Thank you to our staff that helped so much. Thank you to our volunteers that helped, that came during the weekend and did it all. But thank you so much to the Congolese community, and especially to the head of Rights to Know, Jean Boissa. I would like to call on Jean and introduce him to you to share a few words with you. Who is Jean? Jean is primarily, first of all, a husband and a father of 4 children. He's passionate about Pan-Africanism and its renewal for the betterment of African people. He holds a bachelor with honors degree in education, and he obtained it in 1996 in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Over 35 years, he has built up extensive experience, not only in the field of teaching, through various institutions in high schools and universities as a junior lecturer, but also as a human rights defender. He is the founder and chairman of the Rights to Live, an organization that undertakes fostering social cohesion and solidarity amongst the Congolese civil society in the diaspora, as well as Africans worldwide. The organization envisioned to build bridges between cultures while also forging transfer of skills through processes that help children rebuild their confidence. Jean also acted as the spokesperson of the Congolese diaspora in South Africa, dealing with the issues enabling the Congolese citizens to find a relief while encountering hardships. He offers several workshops and interviews intending to educate Congolese as well as the public at large about the DRC Congo. It is a pleasure to invite him to address us.
Good evening. I'm tempted to say brothers and sisters, but I'm also going to say good evening, Papa, Mama, because in front of me here, than Brasilia and the Congo, one is the heart and the other one is the liver, I presume. Because of them, the heart and the liver, then every human being on this earth can breathe. If we remove Congo from the map of this world, we all collapse and we all die. It's not only about the minerals, but it is also about human lives. That's where this story starts. In achieving this project, it hasn't been easy. We started, I think Tali mentioned earlier on, we were many coming to this office as Congolese. But patience is a fruit of the spirit. If you are not patient, you are not going to get the nice mango. By the way, in Congo we've got nice mangoes. And you don't need the fertilizers to have the mango in the Congo. In the Congo, once you eat a grain, you don't even throw it. Once it goes there, come 3 days later, you'll see another plant coming. So on many occasions, I felt like giving up this struggle to tell the story of the Congo. But there was a little voice chanting and imploring me to carry on and break the walls of silence. Silence. A silent genocide has been happening in the Congo. Not only now, prior to this, 1960, there was a genocide. This project intends to perpetuate the memory of thousands of Congolese people, not just the 10 people there. We could have brought 100, 1,000, you'll hear the same stories. But also Africans suffering from multiple abuses. In silence, we cry. In silence, we die. I have my own challenges, and my survival is meaningless compared to the ordeal these Congolese you have heard have encountered. That's when I decided mine is nothing. They are brave, these women. They are really brave. The journey has been incredible, very long, but at the end, what counts remains the dream that came true. The digital storytelling, this creative way of keeping the memory vivid, is certainly a mind-blowing for many of those who embarked into the adventure. The stories, videos, and drawings produced will continue to bear testimony for their tragic fate, but reflect on their desire to live and seek for justice, as many of the people directly or indirectly mentioned are ruling the Democratic Republic of the Congo until now, and never have they been brought to justice. Over the month since we met and we reunited for the film we show My Congo, My Story, I was assisted by Tali Nates. We came here, the very first discussion was really engaging because I saw Rwanda there and I said, but why Rwanda here and why not Congo? But I've got my sister here who's from Rwanda and we love each other. This would not have been possible if Dr. Aisha Siddiqui from the London Holloway University would not come on board. We met, we discussed, it was an engaged debate upstairs. She would return to London and see what she could do. And it took time. And we wonder, is it going to happen? And this is it. This is really it, Aisha. Let me do as it in the French way. Thank you. Perhaps it is also the time to acknowledge Pearl Glory, who came with Aisha. She came all the way from Philippines or Philippine, I'll say it in French, where she runs such initiative on storytelling. I don't know if Mr. Adetunji is in this venue, because if I were to forget Mr. Adetunji, then I would have made a scene. Mr. Adetunji is none other person than, please sir, may you stand up. Thank you. He's an African brother. We met during an interview on TV, and I was wearing my flag, as I usually do. And he said, I've never seen a Congolese so passionate about his country. But what you are doing, you are fighting against a war. There's another way to tell the story. So he's the one who brought me to this museum. And many times I walked from Santon where we met, and I say, where are you? I say, I'm walking to the museum. But I wanted this dream to come true. Thank you, Adetunji. If it were a couple, I would tell you the divorce certificate would have been signed long time ago, because this story was my passion. I had an altruistic vision, but altruism in this world doesn't work any longer. This is also something that I may remind myself of a guy that has been my shadow, Jean-Louis Mbaki. Please, Jean-Louis, stand up. Aisha, without him, we would not have had the 10 people. Because I work, I go and teach, and he does the groundwork. He's in the trenches, convincing people. I wish to acknowledge the invaluable support of my family. I'm a family man. If I do forget my family, then it's pointless for me to be here. My family, please stand up where you are. Yeah, I love you. There are times when I return home, it is midnight. There are times when I would sacrifice anything to save my people, to save the Congolese people, and make sure that they are hungry so that people can be free from prison. Even on Friday, some of the members of the participants were arrested on Friday in the streets of Yeovil. You might not know that. Some are still there. Finally, I wish to acknowledge the participants chosen from different parts of walks in the Congo and here. It was our desire to include even soldiers who were on the other side of the river, oppressing their fellows, shooting at them. But as we say, man's proposal, God's disposal. On Friday 28, 2 were arrested in police swap in Yeovil. They are still under custody. Some came from Northwest Zirest, where I went to fetch them last year when they were victims of xenophobia, and they are still in a cell today. In first instance, to my beloved wife Nicole for her everlasting support, my stateless children, Rodrigue, Nicola, Princess Anne-Hélène Brodsky. By the way, she's got a Jewish name. Why that Jewish name? Because, as you will see, I won't say much. I was born an orphan in 1964 when the Congolese rebellion started. I call it the Congolese debacle. I lost parents. And my name is Gisumba Mavu.
Fourthly, big countries, how certain countries do not buy into this idea because of the burden that's placed upon them. And finally, the economic policy. What do we get under self-defense? Firstly, they just talk to us about how it's not justifiable and because it will fail and so forth. We believe that that's a lack of engagement as to what we have said. They didn't take the argument at its best, because you need to understand that self-defense plays a vital role in this debate, because we are putting up a fight against the oppressors that we've spoken to, no engagement whatsoever. It's not fair for them to just explain to us that it won't work, but not necessarily give us analysis. But why is it still standing, or why are we taking that clash? You need to understand that the moment you put up a fight against the oppressors that we are trying to fight for, because at the end of the day, as Africa, we are all fighting against oppressors to get to a point where we are stable and where we focus more on gaining things such as stability and the unification. No engagement on the importance of unification in our world. But secondly, when we talk about separation, in their world they speak to us about no, you just focus on excluding this ethnic groups and so forth because of the different types and the lack of engagement. But why is what we said still standing? And when Christian explained to you how we still stand under one Namibian flag, how you still stand under one South African flag, regardless of the fact that you are Asian, you are Shona or whatsoever, is why we are talking about collective identity. Because at the end of the day, we believe that all Africans are then obligated to stand under one flag. And we also explained to you the importance of relatability in the sense of now you are able to relate to someone easier because of the fact that you have the same flag or the same identity as a whole. That is something that's still relevant in today's debate. But when they tell us about how big countries won't buy into this because you sort of set the precedents whereby these countries are then dragged down by the smaller countries and so forth. Christian already explained to you how at the end of the day, the smaller countries towards the rest of the world, they still are small countries. So this serves as an incentive for them to work even harder. Why? Because they have a common goal and a common interest. That is something that you need to engage us, take the arguments at its best, and because of that, we also win that clash. But on the clash of the economy and why it's essentially important, they never tell us how, we tell you how we decentralize it, so they have a specialized currency with speaker, like the example of the USA. But because of a lack of engagement with that, we also explain to you how we are screwed over by loans and how at a certain point, we still believe that things such as China and how they take, exploit African countries is something that we can forcefully fight once we stand together as an African nation. But last time, Mr. Speaker, we explained to you that even if this policy does fail, it's still principally justifiable. They don't engage us on the principles that we've given them in today's debate. So by virtue of it being a process and us getting to the point whereby we then fight all the oppressors and fight the effects that come as a result of colonialism, we strongly win this debate.
Okay, thank you very much, Speaker. The two cases for access. Good afternoon to the House at large. I'm going to ask that we allow the educators to first step out. They'll follow Brenda, and she will show you where you will be deliberating. Let's give the speakers as well as the judges a wonderful round of applause. Hereafter, what's going to happen is that the student councillors, protocol, yes, they will then take you to the reception area where you'll be receiving your lunch packs, and then you'll be coming out of that building to come and eat in that particular area while they enjoy the entertainment with the marimbas. Thank you very much. We will reconvene in about 30 to 45 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Speaker of Council, Honorable Councillor Vasco da Gama, could unfortunately not be present with us as he is ill, and as a result he has asked me to present his speech on his behalf. Mr. Itumeleng Mohanwe, Chairperson of the Pan-African Schools Debating League and Head of Chief Judges Panel, adjudicators, the Pan-African Delegation, educators here today, officials of the city of Johannesburg, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good day and welcome to our glorious council chambers. It is a pleasure to host the Pan-African Debating Championships in our city. It is indeed an honor that this international event is taking place in Johannesburg. I trust that you have all enjoyed and learned a lot over the past few days. I'm extremely excited to be here with you. I want to acknowledge all of you from various countries across the globe. Namkele Kile is South Africa. The art of debating is a powerful skill that will take you to greater heights in your life. By becoming aware of and developing our power of speech, we take hold of life itself. Language is truly fundamental in shaping our experience of life. Quite simply, the words we attach to our experience become our reality. Whatever we focus on determine how we think and how we feel. And how we think and how we feel powerfully influences our speech, our actions, and interactions. It is important to master the skill of debating because critical thinking, public speaking, and presentation skills are prerequisites in most work opportunities in the world. The level of excellence displayed by the debating teams have really impressed me. The incredible use of words with such precision and absolute conviction is inspiring. The manner in which the debaters seem to get to the heart of information rapidly and the use of key arguments to convey their most important ideas with great precision is astounding. I've learned a lot. The topic was interesting and thought-provoking. Well done. You are our leaders. Some of you sitting here may be stronger than others in some areas, but united, you are all a formidable force that will do great things to educate, uplift, and inspire your peers. Thank you.
Mr. John Bosa, but before I do, I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about him. Mr. Bosa holds a bachelor with honors in education, obtained in 1996 in his country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Over 35 years, he has built up an extensive experience not only in the field of teaching, through various institutions in high school and university, as a junior lecturer, but also as a human rights defender who undertakes the challenges of going to the battlefronts and war trenches and assists other people. He's the founder and chairperson of the Rights to Live, an organization that has helped create the solidarity among the Congolese civil society in the diaspora. The organization envisions to build bridges between cultures while also forging transfer and skills through processes that help children. #of schools migrant children. #rescue Congolese victims of actuates, rebuild their confidence. Mr. Posa has also acted as the spokesperson of the Congolese diaspora in South Africa, dealing with the issues and enabling the Congolese citizens to find relief while encountering hardships. He offers several workshops and interviews intending to educate Congolese as well as the public at large about his country, the DRC. Many of his interviews can be watched via YouTube or Google search. In partnership with the London Royal University, he is currently preparing one workshop based upon the storytelling of his community at the Johannesburg Genocide and Holocaust Center for the 29th and the 30th June 2019. The creatorship will happen on the 4th of July for the public at large. In closing, Mr. Posa is a fellow passionate about Pan-Africanism and its renown for the betterment of African people. He believes Africa must celebrate its intellectual contribution to the world, but also reflect on its shortcomings. He is a motivational speaker whose past intertwines with the hardships of Africa, but intercapsulating the resilience to overcome his difficulty has been most rewarding. Do not judge a book by its cover. Africa shall rise. Mr. Bishobi, please come up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jumbo. Jumbo. Molwale Potu. Molwale Potu. Nawa. Sanibonani. Salam alaikum. First, thank you very much for inviting us here. We understand